everybody, it's really been a minute. The Food for Thought with Karabo and Konsi team are back.
We did really miss you guys. We hope you guys missed us as
Yeah.
much as we missed you.
And I mean, thank you so much for all our new subscribers. Really, the channel is growing. To our regulars, our day ones, our family, the friends of the channel, thank you so much for supporting us from the get-go. We love and appreciate you. And for the new people, welcome.
And guys, please don't forget to communicate with us. You know, we appreciate that. We see you guys. And also for future, you know, if you want us to touch on something, please do give us a shout.
Yeah.
So we're open for that. So today, guys, we're just going to be talking all things agri. So we don't have anything specific that we're going to focus on, but my word, I need to talk about the fuel price.
Yeah.
Girls, it's so hectic. I don't know if it's,
I know.
I don't know if I'm the only one, because now I have to really calculate in my head, you know, I have to think twice. Even to come and see Konsi is such a mission. I'm like, okay, how much does
And
it cost?
I live relatively close.
Exactly. So guys, family, friends, please, when I don't come see you guys, it's not
Just
because
know.
I like it.
Yeah, and like you said, Karabo, there's so much that's been happening, right, in agri, in the world in general. So we'll just touch on the stuff that is really impacting agriculture, because you know how it goes.
Yes.
Fuel price goes up, food prices goes up.
Yes.
Renale stress.
Too much, and especially because the farmers here, for them to be able to produce, to go out to the farms and prepare the land, etc., they need the diesel.
Yeah.
So yeah, the price is already skyrocketing, so they will definitely feel it. And unfortunately, all these increases eventually filter into us, the consumers.
And these fuel prices couldn't have come at a worse time, right? I mean, think about it. There's the high fertilizer prices, still very high.
Can we not even address that?
We
one?
have to address it, because one, you know, like our winter grain producers are busy growing their wheat. Well, they were now in March, April,
Yes.
and prices were like 70% higher than they were the year before.
Yes, and come October, you know, the summer planting season will be starting. Your maize, your summer crops, maize, your
Soybeans,
yes,
your sunflowers,
yes,
your
later
groundnuts.
groundnuts, and you said sunflowers, yes. So all of those will have to be planted. And what does that mean? High fuel prices, as well as the high fertilizer prices.
and some agrochemicals as well. So
And
input prices in general are
Yes.
higher.
And guys, what actually made it worse is the situation with Russia and Ukraine. I honestly cannot believe that we're still talking Russia and Ukraine many weeks later.
It just gets worse and worse, Karabo, honestly. I mean, like, you know, with Russia being such a large exporter of sunflowers, prices obviously went up, which was good in terms of the actual commodity prices, but for us, the consumer,
And
that's
guys,
why sunflower oil was going crazy. People were busy stockpiling 5 liters of Excella.
I know,
I'm
I saw on
Is it Magwinya season?
I saw there were even restrictions. I saw they were saying
Yes,
you
come
cannot
buy
buy. Yes, that's how crazy it was, guys. But luckily for me, I use coconut oil, guys. Coconut oil. So the price did increase, but just a little bit. Unlike with the yes, but it was obviously driven by the fact that, you know, prices for sunflower is very expensive. So just to give you some context, so South Africa import sunflower oil, fertilizer, and your wheat from the main countries that are actually fighting, and that's why we see the price actually filter through the site. So as much as we don't have that strong direct link, but the fact that those two nations are the biggest players, yes, in terms of exports, it means that where we normally go and import, the prices will be high because of the uncertainty with the Black Sea.
Yes, I mean, with wheat, we are a net importer, so our local prices follow whatever happens in the global market, right?
Yes.
So India banned their wheat, and India is a major global exporter, so they banned their wheat exports, which meant that the wheat prices went. Apparently, everyone is worried about their own domestic supplies, guys.
That is being selfish, you see that prices are going crazy. You go and I guess it's good in terms of they actually putting their is their people first, but it's a global market. Don't just go off and close of your wheat. We need it here.
Well, the Chinese restricted their fertilizer companies from exporting and said that they want to also just supply their own market. So when things get tough, everybody holds on. And we are a developing country, so you can imagine no one is thinking about South Africa when they are now doing supply allocations. It's like whoever pays the most probably gets first. It's not a first come, first serve basis, like who pays the major bucks. So who's going to fight for us?
And guys, we do import a lot of wheat. Hey, we import plus 1 million tons of wheat. So you can imagine, guys, bread. I hope you guys are learning how to make your own bread, because kuzo shuba manje.
I think I'm gonna start banting.
Yes.
This is the year I might just start banting. I always said I would never bant because Cobbs and I are friends, but I might just bant just until all of this is gone.
Business idea, guys. Teach us how to bake bread. We will definitely come. We need that.
We do. And also just Karabo, now when we're talking about the high cost and everything, so there's also the whole thing of where are prices moving to in terms of our consumer producer inflation,
Yes.
Like I feel like it's a mixed bag. There's so much happening, right?
Yes.
In terms of the meat, there's foot and mouth disease that happened. There's been a temporary ban on exports on our beef. So there's more supply in the domestic market, and we've seen with the April CPI numbers that it was a bit, fairly okay on the side on the meat side, and some eggs and milk. And I think that's because, with supplies. But now moving forward with all of this happening.
So we'll definitely feel through the impact of the Ukrainian-Russia war, guys, in terms of commodity pricing. They're definitely going to increase. If you look at the inflation, food inflation numbers, like Konsi was saying, we at around about 6%, which means that year on year, repatela 6% more for the same products that we used to pay. So we're actually getting more broke, guys. So back to Consi's point, the stuff that we import, your wheat and other cereals, because it's not only wheat that has increased, your maize
has increased,
your oil seeds.
Yeah, so all the oil and the fat products are definitely gonna go up.
Yes,
and it's expected to remain high. So we're not expecting any turnaround in the short term. Definitely not.
So those will definitely continue to put the upside pressure. It's actually not supposed. Okay.
Well,
yes, the upside
risk
yes,
but
yes, into the inflation numbers. But of course, luckily, this past season, our farmers did produce enough in terms of grains. The weather was very good. Going into the next season, we also do hope that they'll be able to produce. But the main problem will be the higher
costs,
yes. So the profits unfortunately.
I read a report not so long ago, but it's still very early days. But they were saying that it looks like we might be also still going into another above average rainfall season for 2022-2023 for the summer grain growing area. So yes, we might still have good rains next year, but it's still too soon right now to actually put a number on it. We'll check for developments.
Yeah, and maybe to Consi's point, this is how it actually works, guys. If our local guys produce enough to be able to have extra, that we will send for the exports, then it helps in terms of the prices. A bit level, but if like for wheat and stuff we have to rely on the international market, then it means that we do not have control over the pricing. Whatever is happening in the global market will influence what's happening here. So we're crossing fingers. What Consi is saying, hopefully it will happen that we get good rainfall, and then our guys will push through like they always do.
Yeah, no. Our growers are very resilient, hey guys.
Yes.
And then the other thing also, just thinking about prices in general. Guys, the KZN floods, so many lives lost, and also so much agricultural produce lost. I mean, the sugarcane guys, they're probably going to have to replant some of that area.
Yes. And that is money.
That is money, especially the same agricultural inputs we were talking about being higher, the fertilizers being higher. Imagine you already put stuff in the ground and now you have to go and basically double up again.
Yeah, because you make me appreciate farmers so much. Just by saying that.
That's unfortunately you're in the industry and this is your livelihood. I mean,
exactly.
People are depending on these producers and it's families to feed.
Yes.
It's the sugar industry in South Africa. Your Salati and them. Shoprite has now that whole they only like sell local sugar. So. We need to support the industry.
Yes, babe. So on the KZN issue, we guys saw on the news, the roads were looking bad, the bridges, dilly upside down, the container, the produce that are being used to ship and export the products, so obviously that means more costs.
More costs, and also now, June, we are harvesting our citrus. It's time to actually, export.
Yes.
One, get the logistical issues that you've just mentioned, the deport problems. Two, Black Sea markets are now disrupted because of what's happening with the Ukraine war, whatnot, and that is like one of our major markets. So where does the whole of the citrus growers send now their export?
And the quality, because the longer it takes, if it was going to take you 2 days for Lotahabo to Devon, now it takes you long, and these things are very sensitive. You guys also know when you go to the shop, you look at the quality, you look at, it's not even about the taste. Does it look nice?
You start to eat with the eyes, honey.
Exactly. My daughter will say, she doesn't want to see a brown patch on a banana.
Oh gosh.
Mommy, this one is spoiled. I don't want it.
So the fruits, citrus, your deciduous fruits, like those growers are gonna have a tough time exporting to some of their markets. They probably have to reroute some of that to other destinations. But if not, then it means globally more supply in our local market, which is good for the consumer because it means a lot of supply will come into the market, put some downward pressure on prices. Mara, for the growers that are usually used to getting premium on exports, now it's that thing of, gosh, the season is just one thing after the other.
After another, I know. And the interest rates, bruh.
Yo, I totally forgot about the interest rate. Maybe it's because high so close.
Guys, I could have from zero, like we cannot be dealing with petrol. I don't even want to go there. We cannot be dealing with that.
And you know what's worse with the interest rate, right? We got spoiled. Like, remember at the beginning of the pandemic,
we thought that was the norm.
And then we got used to that low interest rate. That was like.
But mind you, 0.50 basis points.
Yes.
Not even 0.25, guys. And they say even going forward.
Absolutely, we're probably going to reach back our 10.
No.
I know. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but inflation, the way it's knocking at that interest rate. Hello, Sisi, I'm here. Now
definitely. So, and Lesotho does not want the band to be over 3 to 6%. That's the target for the inflation. And now it's playing more sexy. So definitely they will say if it doesn't come back to life to, below 60, be comfortable, then the upside in terms of interest rates are going to continue to be a risk.
Yeah, it's been some time when you're like, yeah. The next thing Eskom is like, prima.
I even went to buy those lights for each and every room.
All I'm saying is, if I was a producer right now,
guys, they go through a lot.
There's a lot going on, guys. So please do support our agricultural industry.
Yes.
Buy local.
Buy local.
Here to depress you and tell you all the bad news.
We just missed you.
We just missed you, and we wanted to laugh with you and just share little highlights of what's happening. So now you know. With the beef, there was food. There's still food and mouth disease. There's a temporary ban on exports on wool, on beef, and some livestock products.
China. So guys, our farmers are really going through the most, and we are also going through the most as consumers, and unfortunately things are going to get a bit worse before they get better. But
they will definitely get better, guys. I am the eternal optimist, so I'm gonna say that things are gonna get better, because
of course.
what, one thing I know, we're gonna have sizable crops. Even with the fruits and the veggies, we have good harvest. So
amen.
As a consumer, you should at least healthy this winter season.
And you know what the economists always say? They always try to stay home, guys. Is that even possible? We can't stay home all the time. We try to reduce our budget by staying home. Yeah. Try to plan. I think, Konsi, next time we must do a food haul. Is it called a haul? I don't know. Like nice tips on how to stretch our budgets. Like the one we did in January, man. Something along those lines. Because Is
that how you want to end this episode? You want to stress our subscribers?
Guys,
only our mothers would subscribe.
Guys, please don't unsubscribe. We told you. Tell us what to tell you. If you don't tell us, I'm going to tell you about depressing things. If you don't comment and tell us what else you want to hear from the Agri duo, mina ngizotshela kuqiniso.